Hi, Scott Lackman from 450 TV. We wanted to bring you a series over the next week or so of Money Matters. We've caught up with Roland Knight from In Focus Money Management, talking everything about superannuation. Today I'm joined by Warren and Brenton Pavey from CrediFlex Mortgage Solutions. Good morning, boys.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you. Now we're caught up with Warren and Brenton, and yes, same surname, father and son team in the finance industry. Let's start with some key questions for our viewers out there to try to understand what's happening in the money market at the moment. Let's talk about, we see on the news that the cash rate has remained unchanged with the Reserve Bank, and we've seen that interest rates have remained on hold. So just with cash rates and interest rates being low, what does that mean to the average person out there in the community?
With cash rates being at 50-year lows, Scott, it's been the best it's ever been for consumers out there to consider buying their first house or refinancing their current loans, credit cards, etc. at much better rates than they've ever seen before.
Yeah. And Brenton, the cash rate, we hear the Reserve Bank keeps the cash rate on hold. Can you explain that a little bit in layman's terms?
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. So the cash rate is basically, it's better to think of interest rate wise as in home loan interest rates instead of cash rate. A lot of people get caught up in the cash rate. Basically what it means is money's a bit cheaper out there at the moment for consumers. So yeah, definitely a good time to refinance and get into the first home, like Warren said.
With those interest rates remaining low, is it also an opportunity not only to venture into your first property purchase, or is it also good advice to maybe look at consolidating some existing debt at a lower interest rate to try to save some money that way, Warren?
Yeah, it sure is. We get clients, every second day wanting to do that, and we lodged an application this morning. So someone who wanted to consolidate a couple of credit cards, paying 21%, down to 5.1%. Okay. So we do that over a shorter term, so they're not paying their credit cards off over 30 years, of course.
Yeah. And you say you've had a client this morning, Brenton. You've seen that quite popular at the moment, the refinancing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably at least half of our business, or close to it, is refinancing, and a lot of people don't realise, I suppose, how much they can save by refinancing. A lot of people think, oh, my rate's quite good now, I'm not paying much, so what's the point? Yeah. But we're doing quite a bit as well for, obviously CrediFlex does car loans, personal loans, as well as home loans and business loans, but we get a lot of inquiries for people who want to buy a car, come and see us, and obviously they do have the option to get a car loan or a personal loan depending on whether it's business or personal. However, a lot of people can use the equity in their house, so we'll sort of get a top up home loan on their home loan interest rate. So that, depending on the situation and how much equity people have, it works really well.
So there's advertisements I see, just say, for example, a bank advertises on TV, transfer your debt to us for 0% for 6 months. Is that a bit of a bait to transfer one debt to another, or Warren, is there an alternative to that you can act on someone's behalf to look at alternative banks for their solution?
Yeah, the interest-free or low-interest credit cards are a bit of a trap. Some banks will say they'll give you a 15-month interest-free, but they have really tight restrictions. They might only allow you to put $4,000 of your credit card, and they don't tell you that till after you apply. Then you have a credit record of the inquiry on your credit file. So it should be something you research thoroughly before you go into, and we can help people do that, because there's normally better options.
Let's flow into the services that CrediFlex does offer. Obviously, father and son. You've got 2 locations, an office at North Lakes and one here at Caboolture. But give us the whole spectrum of your services. Probably Brenton.
So we're still quite mobile. Obviously, a lot of mortgage brokers will still go to people's houses and to their businesses, especially a lot of business clients. We understand people can't always make it here, so we will travel, and we've got clients all over Australia, in all the states, so mainly from existing clients and referrals, but yeah, a lot of it's web-based these days, so although we need to verify someone's a real person, we can do this over Skype and different means like that, so the need for going and seeing someone personally isn't as, I suppose, common as it was before. So yeah, definitely options around like that.
Because I think in the from what I've experienced in the banking industry, it's no longer having a relationship with maybe the branch manager of a bank, maybe employing a broker like yourself. It's a bit more of a trusted relationship that doesn't matter which bank you may bank with now or maybe change banks. At the end of the day, you've got a personal banker as in yourself.
That's right, Scott. we have a number of clients come to us recently that the bank wasn't able to help them because the staff were inexperienced or didn't own their own policies and procedures, I guess. And clients don't like phoning up. They can't have a branch phone number anymore, so they don't like phoning up the 1800 number because you don't know who you talk to.
Yeah.
With us, they'll either get Brenton or myself every time they phone up.
Okay.
So we act as a client's personal banker, not just to establish a loan, but all the way through their life to help them.
Brenton, you ran through a bit of a list there earlier: home loan, car loan, personal loan. Any other services that you'd add on through CrediFlex?
Yeah, I mean, we try and sort of specialise in what we can instead of being master of one trade and sort of jack of no trades. But we generally, our predominant business is home loans and business loans. However, we don't actively market for car loans, and I suppose that's a lot of the smaller loans. But we do them for existing clients, and we do them for inquiries. But also, Warren's specialty is commercial banking, so he does a lot of business loans for local businesses. Chattel mortgages for small businesses like Richardson and Wrench who buying cars, things like that. Do a vast array of everything.
Okay. Boys, let's get personal. Father and son, you live in the Moreton Bay region. Tell us what you enjoy about operating a business and living in the area of Caboolture. Warren first.
Yeah. Well, I've grew up in the old Pine Rivers district, so I've been here most of my life. Come back to here. Worked in the city for a number of years commuting, so that's a big bonus in not having to do that. But getting to meet people, getting to work with people, like yourselves, helping people buy that business. Just had some clients in that are really stepping up to buy a large business, so working through that with them. Doing the shopping around for them to get them expressions of interest for banks, get them pricing from banks and all that sort of stuff, and then seeing them start off in the business and making it work.
Yeah. And the area, as I say, great for lifestyle outside of banking.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do in the Moreton Bay, from camping, caravanning to four-wheel driving to going and seeing clients who own a restaurant and having dinner there, and there's all sorts of things, right to the beach, to the surf. Brenton's going up to Fraser for the week during Easter, so not quite in the Shire, but
close to it.
Yeah. Brenton, for yourself, you see quite a lot of growth in the Caboolture region over the coming years, and especially in the banking industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of the clients are around here, but people buy property all over the place. A lot of our clients will have different properties in different states, or they might live out here but have an investment unit closer to the city. So obviously, although we're based here, we sort of go all over Brisbane and all over Australia, but definitely a growth area, especially around here. There's a lot of people, I suppose, with North Lakes area, Mango Hill, a lot of investment properties around there. The DHA is moving out further and further, so yeah, definitely a lot of growth.
And how is someone best to contact you? You're tech savvy. Brendan's the tech savvy one. You're on Facebook. You've got a website. What's the best? Do you appreciate just people giving you a call?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we get a lot of. I suppose Facebook's more of a communication means. We don't get too much inquiry off there, although we have had a bit. But yeah, via the website or email, or just calling us. We give all of our clients our direct mobile numbers, so I suppose that's a big bonus as opposed to going to the banks. You just call us direct, and we sort of act on your behalf that way. So whatever suits the client, really.
Okay. Part of our Money Matters, I'm hoping that we've shared with the viewers just a few little insights there about if they are considering refinancing or structuring their finance, understanding what a cash rate means or the interest rate staying low. Was there a final piece of advice individually that you'd give to someone out there thinking about money at the moment, or maybe I'll ask a question, what about saving for a home loan? Like I hear someone often say, I'm paying rent, I'm never going to be able to buy my own home. What would you say to someone saying that, Brent?
Well, obviously, with the cash rate being low, there's never been a better time, like Warren was saying, to buy your first house. Every bank has a different policy, so I suppose the advantage of coming to see a broker as opposed to going and seeing a bank is we'll find the bank that will fit you and suit you best. A great example of that is there's some banks out there that take into account if you rent through a licensed real estate agent, not your mum or dad or a friend, they'll take your 12-month rental income into account as a deposit for a home loan, basically. So because you've been reliable in paying your rent every week or every month for 12 months, that is savings to the bank. So I suppose coming and seeing a broker who knows the different options with different banks is a big benefit to the clients.
Excellent. Warren, your final bit of comment or advice today to the viewers regarding money?
Really is to do your research thoroughly, the same as buying a house. Do your research thoroughly, make sure that you're not having a 30-year loan to pay off a credit card debt. You're really better off talking to a professional about it and as part of your research and getting them to help you do that. The people in the banks these days aren't experienced as we are. So, and we can, we deal with all the banks, so we can, if it suits to stay with the bank, we'll tell you. If it doesn't, we'll tell you. But we'll only recommend you move to another bank if there's a benefit in there for the client.